Super excited that I am making my very first yoga video. My name is Andi and I am this close to having my 200-hour yoga teacher certification. So these are the last couple of trainings that I need to do, practice teachings that I need to do, and I wanted to share this with you, and especially in my field, in my area of yoga that I have been kind of thriving in, and that is more restorative and relaxing. So I want to bring you a 30-minute relaxing, very easy and gentle yoga flow. As we start with this process, I definitely want to encourage you to, number one, listen to your body. That is, if you don't hear anything else, listen to your body. If your body is telling you, ouch, that's not a good thing. If your body is telling you, maybe that's a little uncomfortable, we can work with that, but ouches in pain is never, ever good. If you do find yourself in a pose or an asana that is causing you a sharp pain, do not just jerk out of it. I know that that is our initial response. Slowly back out of the asana. I'll definitely be showing you how to do that if you're in any of the poses and how to get out of them. And I'll also be offering a few modifications. I'm also going to offer some different things that you can use with props that you may have at your house. Because I have been deepening my practice, I've also been investing in my practice. So I have things like blocks and bolsters, but I am going to show you how to do the same thing with a yoga mat, pillows, blankets, and towels. I was like, what was the other word? Towels. If you do not have a yoga mat, not a problem. I suggest you get the thickest towel that you have, and then you can lay it down on the floor. If you have carpeting, you're welcome to use that as well. The only thing that I would recommend against is laying directly on a hardwood floor. If you like to be outside and that's more preferable to you, that's not a problem. Still just do a towel or something to kind of be between yourself and the ground. We are going to be laying either on our backs, on our stomachs, or on our sides, and I want to make sure that we're as protected as possible. And then lastly, there is a saying that we have at my studio that is, hold the pose and not your breath. We may be in a few things that might feel a little challenging, and our initial reaction is to hold our breath. I guarantee that is counterproductive for yoga. Yoga is about connecting to the breath, to the movement. So I will still remind us to breathe and flow. And if there's any deeper breaths that you need to take, please take those on your own. Because this is recorded, you have the beautiful luxury of stopping at any time, grabbing some water, grabbing a towel, grabbing whatever you may need. I don't suggest answering the phone because then it's going to take you out of your flow state, but it is up to you, whatever you'd like to do. This is your practice and your flow. So with all of that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to start a little bit of music to kind of get us in the mood. And then I will have you come to a comfortable seat at the center of your mat. Now, most of the time, I'll have us in what's called Sukhasana, which is easy seated pose, or crisscross applesauce. I know for some this is not comfortable, so it's not comfortable for you. You can bring a leg up if that's comfortable, or if you have a towel, like this one, you can roll it up and place it underneath you. The elevation in your hips makes it just a little bit easier to cross your legs and takes pressure off of the ankles. So this is another modification for this. Now I'm going to sit flat on my mat and make sure that my sit bones are connected to the ground. Some of us are a little more blessed in this area, so we may need to shift those blessings to the side. But for me, I'm just going to plop right on down. So we're going to begin an easy seated pose, or Sukhasana. And I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze. We're going to begin by tapping into the breath, by taking a deep breath in through our nose, and an audible exhale out of the mouth. Let's try that one more time. Deep breath in through the nose. Audible exhale out of our mouth. And for our last breath, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, holding at the top, and an audible exhale out of the mouth. Now return to your normal breathing. As we take this moment, just thank yourself for showing up. It may be difficult to tune out the distractions around you, but I invite you to focus your intention on yourself. As we sit here, if you'd like to be more grounded, place your hands on your knees facing down. If you'd like to receive, go ahead and place your hands up. For me today, I need to be grounded, so my hands are going to be down. And let's take a few moments here to just sit here and focus on the breath. On your next inhale, gently sweep your arms up over your head. Bring your palms together. And exhale, hands to heart center. I'd like to invite you to set your intention for your practice today. And if you don't have one, I invite you to set mine, which is to have an amazing practice, learn about my body, and relax. Slowly blink your eyes open and return your hands to your knees. We're going to start with a few gentle neck rolls. So with your eyes open or closed, whatever is comfortable for you, take your right ear and place it to your right shoulder. Feeling that stretch on the left side. I realize that I'm on camera and so it may be backwards, so whichever side is your right and your left, you can go with that, or you can mimic mine. I'm not the best with left and right. Place your chin to your chest. Feel a nice stretch at the back of your neck. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Feeling the stretch on your right side. And drop your head back, eyes to the sky. Let's try that one more time. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And drop your head back. And we're going to go ahead and go to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. And dropping your head back, chin to the sky. One last time. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. And chin to sky. Let's bring our heads to a neutral place. And start some shoulder rolls by bringing your shoulders up to your ears, squeezing as tight as you can, and gently rolling them back down your back. Let's try that one more time. Shoulders up to your ears, squeezing on an inhale. And as you exhale, release your shoulders back and all the way down. On your next inhale, sweep your arms over your head. This time, we're going to keep our hands open as if we're holding a basketball over our head. We're going to feel a stretch at the top, so lift, 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 opening your rib cage, roll your shoulders away from your ears, continuing to breathe. And on your exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up. lifting the rib cage, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, straightening the spine, and exhale, release hands to the mat. Your next inhale, sweep your arms up, palms facing, and this time we're going to take our right hand and place it on our left knee, and we're going to take our left hand and kickstand it back behind us. Now as we twist, we're not going to twist in the shoulders. We want to twist back the waist and look behind us. You want to make sure that your chin is over your left shoulder. You can use this extra hand to kind of give it a push if you'd like, or you can keep it here just for some grounding. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, see if you can breathe a little bit deeper into that twist. Last breath here, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist just a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, we're going to release by sweeping our arms back over our head. And let's try that on the other side. So we'll take our left hand and bring that to our right knee, twisting at the waist, taking our right hand and placing it right behind our backs, keeping our spine strong. Looking over our right shoulder, continuing to breathe. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit further over that shoulder. Last inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, push a little bit deeper over the shoulder. Next inhale, sweep your arms over your head. And exhale, release your hands down to the mat. How are we feeling? I'm saying that like you can actually respond, but that's okay. So next we're gonna move into our bound ankle pose, which is called Baddha Konasana, one of my favorites. So from here, we're going to slide our knees out and place our feet together. You may have to adjust your little sit bones to make sure that you're in a comfortable place. And this is also known as a butterfly pose. What we're going to do is we're going to stretch and get deep right in through our thighs. So as our feet are pressed together, we're going to take our hands and make them into a basket. Lift our feet, place our hands underneath. And while our backs are completely straight, our chest is forward, we're going to hinge at the hips and lean forward. You should feel this stretch right in your hips. If this is too tight, go ahead and inch your feet out a little bit away from your body. If you'd like a little bit more challenge, bring your feet a little bit closer and lean a little bit deeper. If you're able to, you can use your elbows to press down until your knees are touching the ground. I feel like this is a great place to interject and say that while I'm leading your practice, I'm still a student myself, and everyone is at a different point in their own journey. So while I may be able to instruct you on these modifications for more advanced poses, I may still be in the baby stages of my journey. So this is for you, and listen to your body. You can use me as a guide, but as I said, I'm on my own journey, so there's no need to compare. On your next inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper. Continuing to keep the chest up. here for just a few breaths. Every exhale, see if your body will allow you to sink just a little deeper. On your next inhale, we're going to raise up by lengthening our spine and hinging until we are sitting straight, releasing our hands from our feet. Let's take our hands to the outside of our knees and gently press up. Okay, from here you can extend your legs and then just shake them out. Now I'm going to turn sideways on my mat. It's completely up to you if you'd like to turn. However, I really do like these angles to kind of show you what our next few asanas are. So the next asana we're going to have is going to be our forward fold. Now, we'll start out in our staff pose or Dandasana with our legs straight, blessings out of the way, and our feet are going to be flexed towards us. Back is straight, and knees are slightly lifted or activated so that they're pulling towards your thighs. You may already feel that this is a little bit of work right here. If you'd like it to be a little bit more relaxing, go ahead and relax your feet. Not point your toes, but relax them. I'm gonna keep this a little more active for myself. Now our forward fold is literally that. We're going to fold our bodies forward. What I do want to show you is kind of the wrong way to do this and then the right way. And when I say wrong, I mean I don't want you to hurt yourself trying to push yourself like, hey, I can touch my toes, and then you miss the whole benefit of the pose. So for this, we're going to sweep our arms up over our head and hinge forward and grab for our toes. What we see a lot of times is a rounding of the back, chin is to the chest, and our hands are at our toes. I'm glad that I'm able to reach my toes. However, I'm not getting the full benefits of this asana. So we'd like to hinge at the hips and lean forward. If my hands only reach my ankles, so be it. If my hands reach my shins, so be it. And same thing with my knees. But I want to keep the integrity of the pose by keeping my chest up and hinging at the hips. Roll your shoulders away from your ears and continuing to breathe. See on your exhale if you can hinge a little forward. If this is not comfortable, what you can also do to feel a full stretch, bend your knees, grab the bottoms of your feet, and glue your chest to your thighs. Slowly inch your way down until your legs are as straight as possible. Today, this is where I go. But we're gonna stay in this pose for just a few moments, so find your comfort level. And on each breath, see if you can just stretch just a little bit more. Now on your next inhale, slowly walk your hands up, rolling your spine, and your head is the last to rise. Let's go ahead and shake our legs out. And as we move into our next asana, we're going to keep that same integrity when it comes to hinging at the hips and keeping the back straight. So we're going to take our right leg, our right foot, and bring that into our left thigh. For me, I always have to do a little bit of a shift to make sure my sit bones are on the ground. And the same thing, we're going to raise our arms up and then hinge forward. Now our hips should be facing forward, not kind of this way. That's a different stretch and a different muscle, but we want our hips to be forward. And our idea is to get our chest and our chin to our knees. If this is where you are today, wonderful, we're gonna stay here. If this is where you are today, wonderful, we're gonna stay here as well. Either way, let's make sure that our backs are straight and we're not compromising the pose. Now, if you'd like to use the same theory that I used for the last one, you can grab at the bottom of your foot, chest is glued to the knee, and slowly slide forward. Today, this is where we're going. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back up your thighs and gently roll up to a seated position. Now we have to repeat on the other side, so go ahead and stretch out that right leg, shake everything out. And on the left side, bring your left leg into your right thigh, adjust if needed. Sweep your arms up with an inhale and exhale, fold. For me, I really do like to grab at my ankle, chest glued to my thigh, and inch down. Now you may notice that one side is a little bit more open than the other. My right side is typically more open than my left side in most asanas, so I do feel I can get a little bit deeper on my right stretches than the other. That's perfectly normal. Continuing to breathe. Okay, on your next inhale, walk your hands up your leg, rolling your back to a seated position. Let's outstretch our legs back into our staff pose and shake everything out. So how are we feeling? I say that as if you can respond, I forgot. All right, so for our next few asanas, we are going to be laying down. So I am going to flip around because this is technically the top of my mat and the bottom of my mat. You can stay wherever you would like, but I'm technically going to go ahead and flip this way. Okay. So however you'd like to come to recline, you're welcome to. If you'd like to just flop back, you're more than welcome to. I like to just bring my knees flat, gently lay down, and then stretch my legs. This pose right here is actually called Shavasana, which is our corpse pose. This is our final resting pose, but we're not done just yet. So hold tight before you go into this one. But I'd like to introduce us to our wind relieving pose. And it does just that, relieves wind. So we're gonna bring our right knee to our chest and wrap your hands around here. And we're going to bring our left knee to our chest. Now for some people, this is the comfort level. For others, we bring it a little closer. If you have a little squish in here, not a problem, whatever is comfortable for you. If you'd like to feel that stretch into your hips, you can go ahead and move your whatever you have here and bring your legs wide and pull down on your knees and you'll be able to get that stretch. For us today, we're just going to do this as a relaxing asana, so keep your knees wherever it's comfortable for you and rest your hands on your legs, knees or shins, whatever is comfortable, and gently press your knees towards your chest. By gently, this should not restrict any of your breathing. We want to keep our tailbone flat on our mat. We're going to take a couple seconds here, a few breaths. next breath, we're gonna take both of our knees. We're gonna drop them over to the right side while extending our left arm. Now we're gonna take our left arm, look over our shoulder, drop our knees down to a nice supine twist. Now to feel the most effective benefits of this, we want to keep our knees at a 90-degree angle, so our feet should be flat. You may need to play around and see where 90 degrees is. Some days it's going to be 45, it might be 62, I don't know what degrees you'd like, but the goal is to get our shoulder as flat to the ground as possible while keeping our knees to the side. You can let gravity have its fun, or you can take your hand and gently place it on your the outer thigh. If this is too intense in the left arm, you are welcome to take it into a cactus, like this, or you can keep it outstretched, whatever is easiest for you. You should feel this twist right in your spine, as well as in your left side body. And on every exhale, see if you can try to get that shoulder to meet the ground a little bit more. If your shoulder's already on the ground, see if you can have your cheek hit the ground as well. Deepen that stretch. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your knees back to your chest. You may need to use your right hand to kind of push them up and give it a little bit of a boost. And let's put our left arm back around our knees. And let's give our lower back a gentle massage just by rolling your back, rolling your knees side to side in a gentle circular motion. Just massaging that lower spine. Okay, when you feel like you're ready, we're going to repeat on the opposite side. We're going to take our left hand, place it on our right knee, and gently pull it to the other side, to the left side. Taking our left arm and extending that, looking over, our right arm extending and looking over our right shoulder. Told y'all I had an issue with left and right. Remembering to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle. Every breath, let's see if we can sink a little deeper. If you need to modify by placing your hands in a cactus position, you're welcome to do so. I do realize because this is on video, you may not be seeing this other hand, so I'm kind of waving it around a little bit, but this is the hand that should be on the ground. Take our left hand, place it under our knees, give it a boost and bring your knees to your chest. Take your right arm and wrap it around your knees for a relieving pose. Let's go ahead and roll in another circle. Let's go the other way this time. Gently massaging our spine, giving ourselves a little bit of love. Now from here, we're going to go into a few other stretches. These are the ones that I'm going to ask you to take at your own pace, and I'll also show you a few different modifications to this, okay? So the first one that we're going to do is hand to big toe, and we're going to drop our knees down so that they're flat, our feet are flat on the mat. I'm going to start with my left side just because it's facing the camera right now and you can see it as much as possible. But what we're going to do is bring our left knee to our chest. With our peace fingers, the ones that can make a peace sign, we're going to take these in between our leg and grab our big toe. So for some people, this may be the stretch that they need. Some people, this may be enough. And that's perfectly fine. Listen to your body. Others, let's take it a step further. From here, we're going to take our left leg and we're going to stretch it all the way out until it's flat on the mat. I'm sorry, this is the right leg. Tell you, I'm going to get this left and right thing together. And you're going to extend your leg until it is straight. Some people will extend to here, sometimes here, sometimes I'm good right here. But we want to extend it so that it is straight, and then slowly bring it out to the side. Now the idea is for your foot to be completely flat on the ground. Mine doesn't always hit the ground. Sometimes the other side's a little bit easier. We want to keep this right leg straight. Now if this is too much, feel free to bend that right knee or bend the left. Either one is to get a beautiful stretch in your hip. Okay, we're gonna do this on the other side. And you can stay in that pose as long as you'd like. The other side is a little bit easier for me to show you because it's a little more loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, bring this straight ahead. Take our left leg down and then drop all the way. Ooh, I have a whole table here. Now let's bring our knee to the mat. Our foot to the mat. And release ourselves from this pose and shake our legs out just a little bit. So from here, with our feet flat on the mat, we want to give our backs just a little bit of love. So we are going to do our bridge pose. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, not a problem. You can opt out. You can keep yourself right here. But what we like to do is place our hands flat on the mat. And whenever we're ready, we're going to lift our hips straight into the air. Now, if this is an active pose for you, not a problem. I know some of us have some blessings that may need to get under control, but if you'd like to be able to hold this in more of a relaxing pose, we're going to take our hands, clasp them underneath, and gently roll our shoulders under, allowing our shoulders to rest flat on the mat. And this will allow us to be deeper in the pose. Now, if this is not enough for you and you want to outstretch your leg, you are more than welcome to. That is not in my practice today, so I'm going to keep my bridge pose right here. If this is a lot and you'd like to do this in more of a relaxing pose, I'm going to show you a couple of modifications. So we're going to take either a pillow or a rolled up towel. Let's start with the rolled up towel. And you're going to gently place it underneath. And that way, you're still able to elevate your spine and keep your hips up with a little less pressure on your shoulders or your back. If this is not enough and you want just a little bit more cushion, you can take the towel, fold it one more time, and then place it underneath your hips. We're going to stay here for just 2 more breaths. And if you have any props underneath, go ahead and lift your hips, release the props, and lower yourself back down. Let's bring our knees back to our chest. Roll them around to massage the lower spine one more time. Okay. And from here, we're going to drop our feet so that they're flat on the mat. And we're going to do a reclined Baddha Konasana. So we're going to take the bottoms of our feet and bring them together, while allowing our knees to gently fall to the side. Now this right here can be a lot for people if you do not have a lot of flexibility, and that's not a problem. You can take either a towel or 2 and place it underneath your knee for a little bit of rest and support, or you can stretch your feet just a little bit further away from you. Whatever's going to be more comfortable. We're going to be in this asana for just a few breaths before we shift into our final pose of the evening, which is our shavasana. So for me, I'm going to pull my knees just a little bit closer, hands flat on the mat, and allow gravity to let my knees fall to the side as I continue to breathe. And this is a wonderful time to check in with your body and see what does it need today. Done a little bit of stretching and releasing. See how we're feeling. Maybe we need a little blanket. Maybe we need a nap. Or maybe we have the energy we need to go about the rest of our day because we've given time to ourselves. On your next inhale, take your hands to the outsides of your knees and gently bring them back together. And we're going to go ahead and windshield those knees from side to side. So we're going to drop them over to the right side and then back over to the left. Again to the right. And again to the left. One more time to the right. And finally to the left. And before we move into our final pose of the day, which is Savasana, I invite you to take any movement that your body needs right now. Maybe we need to pull our legs apart. Maybe we need to bring them close together. Maybe we'd like to get into a happy baby, where we play around and just roll around, see what our backs need, our bodies need. Maybe we'd like to go back into a bridge. Or maybe we would just like to go directly into our Shavasana. But I invite you to make your way to stillness and come to whatever pose you would like to end our practice in. this pose as long as you'd like. But for the purpose of this video, I invite you to deepen your breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Audible exhale out of the mouth. As we begin to bring a little bit of movement into the body, and maybe we just wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes. Begin to make some little circles with our feet and little circles with our arms. Just to wake the body up. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to turn over to your right or left side in fetal position, which is the first pose that our bodies have ever been in. And on your next inhale, take your hand that's on top, place it next to your face, and gently press up into a seated position. Okay, and we are going to close out our practice the same way that we brought it in, by closing our eyes and lowering our gaze. And on the inhale, sweeping our arms over our head, palms facing but not touching. And exhale, release hands to the side. Inhale, arms up, sweeping up everything positive that you've received from your practice today, holding at the top. And exhaling, arms to the side, releasing anything negative that did not serve you. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep up positivity, excitement, and radiance, bringing our hands together, and exhale our hands to heart center. I want to thank you for allowing me to lead your practice today, trying something different, and inviting yourself to relax and listening to your body. Ashe.